Hello everyone. I hope I am audible and visible. Just a minute. Let me have a quick tech check whether I am audible and visible. Yes, I'm properly audible and properly visible. Yes, I'm properly audible. Okay, so here we are, right, in the fortnightly current affairs, and the week was quite, what we can say, like having lots of different things, lots of different uh, news, lots of different happenings that were going around, right? And ultimately, we get two most important topic that we had, right? The number one was quite simple that we are going to see today is the same-sex marriages in India. Yes, you are aware about this news. You are aware about this particular topic. Supreme Court में hearing चल रही है, right? And this is going to be a live streaming as well. अगर आप में से जो भी लोग law में interested हैं, जो भी इन सारी चीजों में interested हैं, you are aware about this that they are also having online live streaming of the of this particular case, and the arguments and the kind of thing that we are seeing over there is quite great. Right. Me and my team, we were discussing about these things that they said this and he said this and this was the comment, this was the best one जो कि आज के time पे आया, आज के दिन आया. So it was quite good. If you haven't seen those that streaming, you can watch it. You can see how logical, how great these people are talking about these things. Right. So the today's first topic is same-sex marriages in India. Yes, the Indian Supreme Court is hearing into this particular case. Approximately 20 different petitions has been filled. Right. Hello, hello, good evening. Hello, Vedavit. Hello, criminal justice. So 20 के आसपास जो PILs हैं वो लगाई गई हैं, and ultimately they decided that we should actually have it. Like in 2018, what is history saying? In 2018, the homosexuality is being decriminalized in India. Right, and starting from then, everybody was asking whether they are going to have social, legal, and constitutional acceptance or not. Right, and there are lots of report. We are going to talk a lot about this particular topic right today because it is going to be a very, very, very important one. uh, yes. We are going to talk a lot about it. Like, I have read almost like 6, 7 different articles, editorials. I have seen the live streaming, and I get some of the point from the bar and bench as well. So yeah, we are going to have a lot. Again, what we are going to talk is simply regarding the general awareness, general studies. It's not going to have major legal perception or legal aspect, but you will enjoy it. Right? So let's have some discussion on this. Number one, who are the people who are into this judgment and all other things? So first is our Chief Justice, Mr. D.Y. Chandrachud. Then this particular bench, because it's a constitutional fundamental right matter, we are having some other judges like Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul, that is S.K. Kaul, Justice S. Ravindra Bhatt, Justice P.S. Narasimha, and Justice Hima Kohli. So these are 5 judges, and if you will go through the history of these judges, you will find lots of different topic, unorthodox decision, unorthodox judgment, which are associated with that. Right. So, what exactly is the kahani? Is the story? It is on the very first day of hearing, the Supreme Court has made it clear that it will see whether homosexuals can be given the right to marry through the Special Marriage Act 1954 without going into the field of personal law. So they just want to know, they just want to have the discussion, they just want to figure out whether the homosexual people are having fundamental rights, which is given by Constitution Part 3. Right. So whether they can marry, they can have like their own special marriages without like violating, without going into the personal laws and all other things. So Supreme Court on the very first day cleared that we are going to talk about the rights, राइट एंड फिर उसके बाद जो होगा वो बाकी चीजें वो करेंगे. सो व्हाट हाउ इज इट स्टार्टेड? दैट इज क्वाइट सिंपल. इज नवजीत नवतेज सिंह जोहर वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया इन 2018. This was the case whose judgment decriminalized homosexuality, right? And apart from that, the LGBT community get the third gender, get the equal particular rights, equal particular designation, and they decided not to discriminate, not to not to have any sort of criminal offenses when it comes to homosexual sex. After 2018 there were 20 petitioner, like मैंने बोला था 20 petition जो है वो different different courts में क्या किए गए, लगाए गए, and ultimately there came into one particular place, Supreme Court, which is talking about the constitutional right. एंड इन सब में जो सबसे बड़ा इशू था, सबसे बड़ा जो पर्टिकुलर एस्पेक्ट था उसमें से, जो सुप्रिया चक्रवर्ती एंड अभय दांग जो थे, वो गे कपल, उनके लिए ये वो जो है वो मेन पर्टिकुलर कंसर्न है, मेन पार्टी है जिन्होंने इन सारी पिटिशंस को क्या किया है, लीड किया है. नाउ let's try to find out who are the people who are going to argue on this. So, senior advocate Mukul Rohtagi, senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singh, Menka Guru Swami, and some other particular renowned lawyers are going to have arguments on this. And we are going to see the arguments very soon. Like हम मैंने ये सारे के सारे arguments जो हैं वो कहाँ से लिए हैं, जो hearing हुई है and जो articles हैं, editorials हैं, उनसे as it is उठाई हुई है. Right. So first of all, what are the arguments in favor? Right, or argument in favor of same-sex marriage. Now, number one, not getting a legal recognition of gay marriages is the violation of right to equality. So जो फेवरिंग आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हैं उनमें सबसे पहला चीज ये है कि हमें राइट टू इक्वालिटी है. दैट मीन्स वेदर वी आर हेट्रोसेक्सुअल कपल और होमोसेक्सुअल कपल, वी आर नॉट सपोज टू बी डिस्क्रिमिनेटेड on the basis of our sexuality. So if we are not giving the legal rights, legal recognition to the gay marriages, that is the violation of right to equality. Second is about the Special Marriage Act. Special Marriage Act allows only men and women to marry, which is again not good. In situation, right, this particular law, in this kind of situation, this law is supposed to be changed to gender neutral. Yes, the Special Marriage Act is not supposed to be only men and women can marry, but it is supposed to be changed to the gender neutral. That is something that they are saying. Right. Okay. So that is the first particular argument in favor. Second, let's talk about it. What is the other arguments that they are getting into this? From that, they said that when you have decriminalized the homosexuality, right, and you are not giving the legal recognition of the same-sex marriages, they are somehow facing certain discrimination and they cannot enjoy some of the particular facilities provided by government or rule. For example, they cannot have uh, adoption, they cannot take tax benefit, they cannot make nominee to their counterpart couple, right? So there were lots of things. Like one of the argument that was that, like, if somebody is in the hospital, right, the hospital authority asks for who was the authority after you, like who is your husband or who is your wife. So in the case of same-sex marriages or same-sex couple, gay couples, this is not going to happen. So these are the certain argument that is being given by the party. What are the argument against it? It's quite simple. People started with the Western concept. They said कि homosexuality is not Indian concept. It is a Western concept. Right? That means Indian society में homosexuality जो है वो accepted नहीं है, भले ही decriminalize है. Apart from that, marriages are the institution that is something जो हमें family चलाने के लिए help करती है. Right? So same sex marriages में ये चीजें agree नहीं होंगी, ये चीजें नहीं set हो पाएंगी. Right? So they were quite simple. They were believing in that particular institution of marriage जो आज से कई हजारों साल पहले बनाया गया था, and they are saying the same thing. If we want to have social balance, if we want to have our race going on, our race to survive, we cannot allow homosexual couples to get married, correct? And they somehow gave some religious references as well. So let's talk about what religious organizations are saying. Mostly all the religious organizations are against the legal recognition of same-sex marriages. Whether that is Hinduism, whether that is Islam, whether that is Christianity or any other religion, none of them are agreeing at this point that we should give the legal recognition to the same-sex couple or not, right? So religious organizations are also against it based on their religious belief, based on their religious text, and they are opposing by saying this, that this is unnatural, this is not supposed to be there, this is not religious, and all other thing. So religious institutions are opposing it, and the people who are opposing it are quietly simply saying the thing regarding the marriage as an institution जो आज से कई साल पहले बनाई गई थी, and the homosexuality is the western concept. So these are the main arguments in favor and main arguments in against it, including the religious organization. Let's try to find out what is LGBTQ plus in India. Okay, so if we are talking about like 2011, 2012, जब हमारे पास census आया था last census, though that was saying like कि LGBTQ plus people in India, according to the government statistic, were 25, 30 lakh, right? But currently there is a data, there are surveys which are finding it a very, very, very large in number. Some of them are saying approximate 7% of total population of India is associated with LGBTQ plus, right? When 2018, the same-sex homosexuality is being decriminalized. After that, the social acceptance and the social acceptance of same-sex couples started increasing. Correct. That is what they are saying. Ki homosexual may have increased in many countries. Right. In India, the acceptance was 15% in 2014. Now, when we are talking about 2021, 2022 ending, 2023, nahin, right, it has increased to approximate 37%. So yes, this particular point is clearly telling you that India is having huge amount of numbers in which people are accepting homosexual couple, homosexuality, and apart from that, the number of people who are part of LGBTQ plus community are far more larger in number than the government's data, right? Now, this was something जो problem and सारी चीजें थी. Let's try to find out अगर in any case, right, this particular judgment comes in favor of the same-sex marriage. That Supreme Court decided to legalize the same-sex marriage. What are the major challenges that the entire system and those couples are going to face? Right. First of all, is protection of women. Yes, India is having law to protect women against the domestic violence. But when it is about homosexual couple who are legally married, in that particular case, what are going to be the uh, terms, what are going to be the conditions, whether men who are married, who is going to who can file the domestic violence, when the women are in the marital relationship, who is going to file the complaint for the domestic violence and all other things. So कुल मिला के first challenge जो होगा वो domestic violence laws के उसमें होगा. We are supposed to change that law as well into the gender neutral condition. Second is CRPC section 125. Right. If some couple decided to separate, right, there are some particular conditions in which the wife used to ask for maintenance from the husband, right? But if the same-sex marriages are being legalized, that clearly means who's going to ask for maintenance, like men, women. That is going to be changed. That is again supposed to be get into the gender neutral condition. At that time, this particular law is supposed to be changed in such a fashion where the consideration of family, income, and all other particular things are supposed to change. And ultimately, some new particular conditions are supposed to be made so that the maintenance can be asked. So, right, that is the challenge number two. Moving on, challenge number three, right? The law says that couple, right, husband and wife, is in permanent marriage for 2 years, then they can get right to adopt a child. So, if a husband and wife are married for 2 years, permanently married, like they are living together, they are having good time with each other, then they decided that we should actually adopt a kid. Then they can adopt the kid, right? But when it comes to the same sex marriages, like homosexual couple, then this particular adoption law is supposed to be changed. Because if it is not changing, that clearly means they are going to have certain issues. For example, if a single man wants to have a daughter, wants to adopt a daughter, there should be a difference between them of 1 years, right? The girl and the man. So it is a lot of thing, it is a lot of issue that is going to be there when it comes to the adoption as well. So that is the challenge number three. Number four is the custody of a child. Imagine some couple get married, then they separate, they get divorced. Then who is supposed to take the custody of a child in that case? For example, in common practice, if a kid is below 5 years, then the mother is supposed to take the custody of child so that she can take care of that particular kid well. But when it comes to homosexual couple, this particular custody thing is again going to be questionable. So, like whether this is protection of child right, whether this is the adoption, whether this is the custody, whether this is the maintenance, whether that is the domestic violence, there is going to be a lot of things that is supposed to be changed after legalizing the same-sex marriages. So yes, you might think like it's an easy decision for Supreme Court, but if the Supreme Court decided to legalize, Supreme Court decided to give a proper recognition to the same-sex marriages, it's going to be a big road, long road, sorry, and they are going to change a lot of things. Right. So that is what is the problem and challenges when it comes to same-sex marriages in India. Again, the thing is, the hearing is going on, and supreme lawyers of this particular countries are arguing in favor and against it, and they are going to have certain particular decision that Supreme Court is going to give. Right. But before that, we should actually understand what are the concerns regarding this, what are the challenges regarding this, and I hope you get all those particular point, right? That was something जो मैंने इकट्ठा किया था. Again, same thing. I'm not talking about any legal aspect, frankly speaking, because that is going to be taken care by the legal team. I'm just talking about the general knowledge, general affairs, current affairs wala thing. That is it there for you, right? Moving on to the next topic. Next topic is quite big because now we are the largest population in the world. Yes, according to the United Nation, right, population fund, that is something which is saying that India is now the world's largest population, world's largest populous country. मुबारक हो, हमने चाइना को बीट कर दिया है. Yes, India, India's approximate particular population is approximate 1.43, and China's population is 1.425. So that is the place where we beat we had beaten the China. But this particular thing, like being a world's largest population, that is going to have consequences, which are going to be positive and negative both. Right. So in this particular topic, we are going to discuss two important things. First, what are the outcomes, and then we are going to discuss what are the benefit that India can get. The problems with the largest population, you know very well, right? But when it comes to the benefit, the profit from it, that is something जो हम discuss करेंगे. Okay, so let's move. Okay, the State of World Population Report is published annually, which covers the analysis, development, trends in world population, demographic dividend, and all other things. So now, what are the outcomes? Let's try to find out. India has reached 142.86 crore population. China is 142.57, that is by July. Right. So now India is set to become the world's largest population. What are the different thing, what are the different other outcomes is 25% of India's population is very young, they are kid, 0 to 14 years population. So overall 25% of population of India is going to be 0 to 14-year population. 18% of India's total population is going to be 10 to 19 year of age group, and 26% of India's population is going to be in the age group of 10 to 24. Overall, if we'll see something, that is 60% of total India's population is going to be under 15 to 64, percent 64-year age group, that is somehow इन आर फेवर बिकॉज ये वो पर्टिकुलर पॉपुलेशन है जो एक स्ट्रॉन्ग वर्कफोर्स के फॉर्म में काम करती है. दिस इज द पॉपुलेशन दैट एक्चुअली गिव्स यू गुड अमाउंट ऑफ लाइक economic output. But on the other half, if they are not being given good opportunity, they can give you good amount of unemployed population as well, right? Yes. So it's a benefit that we are having a large number of young people in our country, but at the same time, if the population is in younger phase and we are not providing the opportunity, then it can create some certain major problem for the social aspect and economical aspect. Right. According to a report, India is going to have 29 lakh more people from the than China. Apart from that, what are the reports for the India? Total fertility rate, India is estimated to be 2%, which is lower than the average of a global fertility rate, that is 2.3. Apart from that, the developed region, right? The developed region, that means Scandinavia, European Union, and all other places where you can find the fertility rate of 1.5%, which is again a bit questionable because India is supposed to be there. And less developed countries are having 3.9%, which is good because India is at just 2%. So this is the fertility rate trend. Apart from that, the average life expectancy of Indian male was projected to 71 years and 74 years for female. That clearly means females ज़्यादा जीती हैं, males इंडिया में कम जीते हैं. The average life expectancy for male as a globally projected is 71, correct, and female for 76. So men are somehow globally men life expectancy is balancing, but female life expectancy is lesser than the global average. Then the next output is more than half of the projected increase in the global population up to 2050 is concentrated in 8 countries. So these are the 8 countries which are going to be DRC, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, and Tanzania. जो 2015 में जितना भी पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज होगा उसका आधे से ज्यादा पार्ट जो है यहाँ पे इंक्रीज होगा. And that is again a bit question, a bit not a good thing for a world, right? Apart from that, like 25 years से कम में हमारे आधे से ज्यादा लोग हैं. That again create lots of opportunity in case of demographic dividend, right? We can have more workforce, we can have better economic output, we can actually, some of the experts are saying we can actually claim the permanent seat in UNSC as well because we are the world's largest population and world's largest workforce. But there are some challenges. For example, number one is ensuring the employment. Number two is gender equality. Number three is availability of sustainable social development. Yes, population may increase day by day, but if we are not providing proper social opportunity, proper social facilities to that population, it's going to create a lot of problem. Apart from that, as you can see, the gender equality is one of the challenges, and employment to provide employment to this number of more than half population of India is again a big, big, big challenge for you. Right. So that was the outcome, that were the challenges for India when it comes to be the world's largest population. Right. Let's start okay, what is UNFPA? It's a subsidiary organization of United Nations General Assembly that actually work related to the population, sexual reproductive health, gender equality, and all other thing. It was established in 67 and become operational in 69. Right, and it is continuously dealing with two major sustainable development goal. One is health, right? Another one is equality. Apart from that, they also take care of the education as well. So that is UNFPA. Okay. So these were the two major topics that happened, two major happenings of last 15 days. Let's find out the objective question for today. Okay, so same thing. You are just supposed to make the answers properly, right? आपको जो आंसर है उसको क्या करना है, अपने चैट बॉक्स में लिखना है, एंड आई विल रीड दी आंसर्स एज जैसा कि मैं पहले भी रीड करता रहा हूं. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद व्हाट वी आर हैविंग. ओके, क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 इज चीफ मिनिस्टर मिस्टर शिवराज सिंह चौहान, राइट, announced the implementation of Mukhyamantri Yuva Kaushal Yojana on the occasion of unveiling the statue of policy and youth portal. So, okay, state of youth and policy portal, right? Under the scheme, the government of the state government will provide at least how much amount of amount per month to the youth on the basis of their studies and earning. So, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan has decided to give some stipend to those particular youth who are educated and studying, right? And under the Mukhyamantri Yuva Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So what is the stipend? That is the question. The options are 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000. Okay, Vedabit is saying C 8,000, right? Sachin is also saying C, that's 8,000. Yes, the correct answer is option number C, 8,000. Right. Apart from this particular stipend announcement, the Chief Minister, Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, also said about the organizing the Khelo MP game. Yes, to increase, to empower the sports in the state, he decided to have Khelo MP games every year. और next budget में वो उसको क्या करेंगे पैसा allocate कर देंगे. Moving on to the next one. Which of the following is not correct about the Rajasthan Right to Health Bill 2022? इनमें से कौन सा स्टेटमेंट राजस्थान के राइट टू हेल्थ बिल के हिसाब से गलत है? Number one, the bill was passed by Rajasthan Legislative Assembly on the 21st of March 2023. The state government has sent the bill to the Cabinet Committee on suggestion of all members. In this bill, there is a provision of reimbursement by the state government in case the cost of treatment in emergency is not borne by the concerned patient. A provision has been made to connect the big hospitals which have been provided land at concessional rate by the state government under this bill. इनमें से कौन सा statement गलत है? बताएं. Okay, Sachin is saying D. Okay. Anyone else? No. The correct answer is option number B. भाई साहब बिल पास हो चुका है राइट देर आर नॉट गोइंग टू बी एनी सजेशन और एनी अदर थिंग राजस्थान इज वन ऑफ इट्स राजस्थान's right to health bill is one of its kind, right? So Rajasthan government decided to give this opportunity, right, to every citizen of Rajasthan, every particular resident. They are going to be given as the free checkup in free healthcare in case of emergency. There are going to be government hospitals, there are going to be some private hospitals जिनको हमने कंसेशनल रेट पे लैंड दी है एंड कुछ और पर्टिकुलर चीजें की हैं सो दे आर गोइंग टू टेक केयर ऑफ द पेशेंट्स इन इमरजेंसी फॉर फ्री they are not supposed to deny on that. There were lots of doctors who were on the road against this bill, right? And there were a lot of argument that is being made that this is going to cripple the health system and etc etc. But ultimately, when it comes to some of the expert, like I have doctors in my family, so they were quite simply again they are not working at Rajasthan, but they were simply supporting it by this particular mean that they had studied from the government college under the subsidized study, and according to the data there are 54% of doctor in India who had studied from these subsidized studies by government, state government and central government. So majority of doctors in India are somehow being uh, there to repay the country, so they are not supposed to be against this bill, right? And ultimately the bill is passed, and Rajasthan is one of the first state to give this kind of benefit. The last discussion of right to health was after COVID-19, right? When one of the MP in the Rajya Sabha, Professor Manoj Jha, talk about the collective failure of the governments, previous government and this government, and he mentioned this that the right to health is supposed to be a fundamental right on this, right? So let's move to the next question. Which of the following is not correct about the first submarine base of Bangladesh? Number one, it was inaugurated by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on March 20, 2023. The submarine base has been set up at the Pekua at the Cox Bazar. The name of this submarine base is BNS Sheikh Hasina. An agreement was signed between Bangladesh and India in September 2019 for the construction of this submarine base. इनमें से कौन सा statement गलत है? Anyone? I'm pretty sure you never heard this news, right? Okay, Sachin is saying D, and that's the agreement between Bangladesh and India. Yes, Sachin, very correct. The correct answer is option number D. Right. Okay, that's cool, Sachin. That's good. The thing is, that this agreement was not signed between Bangladesh and India, balki Bangladesh and China. Right, yes, Bangladesh and China had signed this agreement in which China has helped Bangladesh to establish its first submarine base. It is named as BNS Sheikh Hasina. It is going to have 31 warship, four frigates, six covered corvettes, and large patrolling aircraft, five patrol crafts, two training ships, and lots of data. Right, yes. So it's first of its kind for Bangladesh. Not a good news for India because Bangladesh is getting closer to China, right? But hope for the best. In future, we should have our neighbors back. Moving on. On March 2023, which country successfully tested an underwater nuclear powered drone named Hyle? किस कंट्री ने मार्च एंडिंग में सक्सेसफुली अंडरवाटर न्यूक्लियर पावर ड्रोन को हाइल को क्या किया था टेस्ट किया था ऑप्शंस आर ईरान नॉर्थ कोरिया यूनाइटेड अरब एमिरेट्स यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स आई गेस दिस इज वेरी इजी Okay, Sachin is saying A. ठीक है. Anyone else? Okay, you think so. ठीक है. The correct answer is option number B, North Korea. Yes, guys, whenever you are seeing some weird missile testing, nuclear testing, right, the first thing that should come in your mind is Kim Jong-un, sorry, Kim Jong-un, right? He's the dictator and ruler of North Korea, and they tested a drone known as Hyle. Now, the meaning of Hyle in North Korean language is tsunami. Yes, so this particular nuclear drone attack is capable of propagating a nuclear radioactive tsunami. Yes, that means if they had fired this particular drone at some particular distance from the coast, it is going to be going to propagate a nuclear radioactive tsunami toward the coastline, and that is going to be very bad. So, North Korea has tested this Hyle for the radioactive tsunami. Yeah, Iran is in the process of making the nuclear weapon and all other thing. Korea has already made it, right? Okay, moving on. Which country has recently become the member of BRICS Bank? इनमें से कौन सी कंट्री रिसेंटली ब्रिक्स बैंक का मेंबर बनी है? जापान, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, नेपाल, इजिप्ट. काफी इजी. Okay, Sachin is saying D. Anyone else? Now, yes, the correct answer is option number D. That's Egypt. Egypt has become the member of BRICS Development Bank. This bank was established in 2015. It's a like अगर definition में जाया जाए तो it's a multilateral development bank जो कि financial support करता है for the resources, for the infrastructure, for the sustainable development projects. Right. So that is what is given to the BRICS and other emerging BRICS nation and emerging markets and developing countries. Right. Uh, BRIC the thing is, कि BRICS started with BRIC, BRIC. That means Only four countries were there, and then this was 2010, and ultimately after South Africa joined this particular group, it becomes the BRICS. Okay, so just make sure to understand, just make sure to note down some of the basic information about the BRIC, and I'm giving you a question as well. Who coined the name BRICS? There's a famous economist जिन्होंने इसका नाम दिया था डुर्कला. Moving on. Uh, where have the scientists discovered the piezoelectric effect in the liquid for the first time? मुझे लग रहा है इनमें से कौन सा पर्टिकुलर यूनिवर्सिटी या इंस्टीट्यूशंस है जिसने सबसे पहले पीजो इलेक्ट्रिक इफेक्ट जो है लिक्विड्स में डिस्कवर किया है? द ऑप्शंस आर यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कैलिफोर्निया, मिशिगन स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी, हार्वर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी, कैम्ब्रिज यूनिवर्सिटी. Now this is going to be weird, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Sadhmi is saying see Harvard. Anyone else? No, the correct answer is option number B, Michigan State University. Yes. Okay, first of all, science का question है, but recent current affairs में था, so क्यों छोड़े? Okay, so the piezoelectric effect is very simple. Let's take an example that this is a pen. Right? If this particular material, if this particular pen is piezoelectric, right? That clearly means कि अगर मैंने इस पे mechanical stress डाला, right? If I have put a mechanical force or mechanical stress on this pen, it is going to produce charge. That means electricity. So Michigan University, Michigan State University has recently discovered the liquids with the piezoelectric effect. That means if I'm going to compress, I'm going to give a mechanical shock to that liquid, it will produce electricity. It's a big discovery because it is going to help in lots of different places. For example, if there is an iceberg in the ocean, right, and we don't want another Titanic to happen, the mechanical force in that particular method, like if we are going to put the liquid in front of it or the material in front of the ship, it is going to compress by some of the some of iceberg, and it will give electric shock, and we will know that there is an iceberg, right? So it can be used in locating the iceberg. It can be used in solar equipment. It can be used in sensors which are supposed to have high frequency generator, high voltage generator, etc. And the atomic concept can be used by scientists for tunneling the microscopic, sorry, for scanning the microscopic tunnel and all other things. So science is quite different. I'm not going to talk about the technical aspect of it, but just make sure this kind of material produces electricity when there is a mechanical force or stress generated on it. Moving on, which country has been removed from the list of high risk third countries by the European Union? राइट, सो पूछा जा रहा है कि कौन सी कंट्री को हाई रिस्क थर्ड कंट्रीज में से निकाला गया है यूरोपियन यूनियन के थ्रू. दी ऑप्शंस आर नेपाल, यमन, पाकिस्तान, सीरिया. कम ऑन. ओके, सचिन, वेरी करेक्ट. ऑप्शन नंबर सी, दैट्स पाकिस्तान. राइट. यस. पाकिस्तान को आई गेस लंबे टाइम से, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दिस हाई रिस्क कंट्री का मतलब समझते हैं अपन. The thing is ki if there is a country who doesn't have a strong mechanism to fight against the money laundering and I guess the terror financing. So if there is a country who's financing terror or militant organization, if there is a country जो कि दूसरे countries का काला पैसा सफेद करने में help कर रही है, that is money laundering kind of thing, right? So they are being termed as the high risk countries. So Pakistan was part of it recently with the improvement in Pakistan's mechanism and with the pressure of Financial Action Task Force. Pakistan has improved a little bit from this kind of situation. So Pakistan has been removed from the high risk third countries list by the European Union. Moving on. In April 2023, India was elected as a member of United Nations Statistical Commission. All right, consider the following statement related to this. India's tenure for 4 years in this will start from January 2025. India was last elected as a member of this commission in 2004. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, both one and two, none of the above. Come on. See both one and two? No, the option is only two. Yes, yes. The thing is कि India's tenure will start with January 2024, not 2025. So there are supposed to be two new members. One is India, and another is supposed to be either South Korea or China. They are still to be decided. But India is already the member of it. India's tenure will start with 2024, January 1st. India last elected for this commission, statistical commission of United Nations in 2004. So correct answer is option number B. That's only two. Moving on. Where was the seventh India-Japan Defense Policy Dialogue 2023 held in April 2023? पूछा रहा है इंडिया जापान डिफेंस डायलॉग का सेवेंथ एडिशन जो 2023 में हुआ वो कहाँ पे ऑर्गेनाइज किया गया? ऑप्शंस आर टोक्यो, क्योटो, मुंबई, दिल्ली. Come on, very easy. Sachin is saying A, Tokyo. No, Sachin, the correct answer is option number D, New Delhi. Yes, seventh India Japan Defense Dialogue that was held in Delhi, right? ये वो मीटिंग है जिसमें बहुत सारे इश्यूज डिस्कस किए गए दैट इज सर्विस लेवल एक्सरसाइजेस एंगेजमेंट्स रीजनल सिक्योरिटी कोऑपरेशन इन डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट एंड टेक्नोलॉजी कोऑपरेशन इन म्यूचुअल सिक्योरिटी द इंफॉर्मेशन एक्सचेंज पॉलिसी lots of things what I heard, right? So India Japan are very regular, very good friend when it comes to defense and all other thing, right? India and Japan are part of G4, that is the group that is seeking the permanent membership in UNSC. Quad is there, Blue Dot Network is there, and India and Japan are two very major allies, two very important major allies when it comes to the security of Indo-Pacific region. And when it comes to the security of Indo-Pacific region against our friendly neighborhood, China. So that defense dialogue, defense policy dialogue was held in New Delhi. Moving on. On April 7, 2023, the World Health Day was celebrated all over the world. What was the theme of this day, year 2023? पूछा जा रहा है कि अप्रैल 7 को वर्ल्ड हेल्थ डे जो है वो मनाया गया सो 2023 की थीम क्या रही ऑप्शंस आर डिप्रेशन लेट्स टॉक support nurses and midwives, health for all, continuous health checkups. Okay, Sachin is saying C. Yes, 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 yes. Our DY Chandrachud was there. Sorry, uh, G7 के लिए भी उन्होंने बुलाया. Yes, very correct. So the correct answer is option number C, health for all. Right. The thing is, this World Health Day is actually the day to honor, to make people aware about the establishment of the World Health Organization. And in this very day, people are celebrating, people are making other people aware about their health, their mental and physical health. In this year, 2023, the theme was health for all, right? So this is it for today. These are the question and topic for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I hope you get enough information for your exams and you can apply those particular in your upcoming exams as well. So this is it from my side for today. I wish you and all your loved one a good health, good mental health. I'll see you in the next session. Till then, have a great day ahead. See you guys. Good night.